Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I don't believe in that, because if she's a psychic, she foretells people, she predicts to people their future. Why she couldn't predict that morning I could run into her? Yeah. Your Honor.
The whole purpose behind law is to right wrong. I want justice to be something that isn't this foreign concept.
Justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Psychic medium Marilyn Devers is suing Edward Means in the amount of $10,000. She says the defendant collided with her on his bike, causing her to lose her special abilities.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. Ms. Devers, you had an accident.
Yes, sir, I did.
Now you want him to pay the maximum you can get in California, $10,000.
I do.
Prove your case.
Alrighty, so pretty much I am a psychic medium, so I'm able to pretty much communicate with the deceased, loved ones who've moved on.
And how long have you been in the psychic space?
Well, I realized that I had the ability at about 12 years old.
Really?
Yes, at 12 years old, I was pretty much able to communicate with my grandparents, friends, relatives that passed on. I noticed at a very young age. So I tried to ignore it at first, but then I decided to, I'm going to go ahead and roll with it.
Let's talk about the injury that you sustained.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So one morning I was coming out of my house, as I pretty much do about 3 days a week, go out to jog. Immediately once I walk out of my door, within seconds, I see a bike coming. Well, actually, I'm not able to see it. So within seconds, a bike is coming, and it pretty much slams you right into a tree. So
the bike slammed you right into the tree.
The person on the bike hit me.
Right. I'm saying that the bike is what caused you to get slammed.
Yes, the bike.
And you were on the bike.
Yes, I was on the bike.
Now let's talk about what you were doing.
Yes, every morning I'd like going having coffee with my friends. So on my way going to see my friends, the traffic was heavy. So I got scared because I saw cars coming behind me and a garbage truck.
Yes.
So I switched over the sidewalk.
Okay.
So while switching on the sidewalk, I arrived near a house where there were high bushes.
I didn't catch that last one. I heard the truck. There was a garbage
truck opposite side of the road.
Okay, yes.
So I switched over to the sidewalk.
You switched over to the sidewalk.
Yes.
And then?
And then I arrived.
You arrived?
Yeah, to a place where there were high bushes.
High bushes?
Yeah, high bushes.
Okay.
So I couldn't see the person inside. And suddenly I slammed into her.
All right.
And
you were riding your bicycle, and at some point you ended up being on the sidewalk.
Yes.
And that's when you connected with the plaintiff.
Yes.
You're not disputing that you are the reason that she suffered injuries.
Yes.
Right. You're not disputing that, are you?
No.
No. And when you cause damage, you have to make the person whole.
This is what I was telling you, Your Honor, because when I hit her,
when you hit her, yes.
Yes, I tried to help her out, see if checking her if she's fine.
Yes.
Grabbed my phone and dialed 911.
You grabbed your phone and dialed 911.
Yes.
I feel like I'm an interpreter here. All right. And because he seems pretty genuine.
It comes off that way, and he's not a bad person, but at the same.
After you found yourself being victimized in this way, did he leave?
No.
What did he do?
He stayed. He made sure that I was okay.
He did?
He did do that. And
did he
make
call
the phone
911?
Yes, he did make the phone call.
All right, so everything he's saying is true.
It is, however.
And he didn't try to flee or try to somehow suggest that he wasn't at fault?
At that time, no, he did not.
Okay. And you said at that time he wasn't?
At that time, he didn't.
Did the two of you exchange information?
We did it. We exchanged information. It took me at least 12 phone calls to get in contact.
Well, you had the right number.
Yes, I had the right number because eventually I got to him. Eventually he returned.
Why did it take so long to contact you?
I'm a sales manager. I'm kind of busy, so sometimes I'm going to take call at work.
Your Honor, the phone will go directly, it will ring about maybe 1 or 2 times, and then I know when somebody's putting the end in my face.
Well, at some point, you connected.
Right.
And what was that conversation?
Are you okay? Do you want me to call 911?
No, I'm not. I'm saying you, after the fact, you called him at least 12 times.
Right. He answered.
You had to have connected with him and said, here is the deal.
Yes, absolutely.
And what did he say in response to that?
Okay, so after that, he pretty much went back and forth with me.
What do you mean he went back and forth?
He went back and forth telling me that my psychic abilities are not real.
That's when you started having the conversation with him about being a psychic.
That's when I let him know that,
And how did it come up that you were talking about your psychic ability?
Because I tried to go back to the doctor. I went to the doctor, tried to go back to work. Once I realized that I could not go back to work and I didn't have the same functions that I did.
Why couldn't you go back to work and continue doing what you were doing?
Because I no longer had the ability. I couldn't read anybody anymore.
And this is what you did for a living?
This is what I did for a living, Your Honor.
People come to you and you give them psychic readings?
Yes, Your Honor.
And they pay you for this?
Yes.
Coming up on America's Court.
I don't believe in that, because if she's a psychic, she foretells people, she predicts to people their future. Why she couldn't predict that morning I could run into her? Yeah. Your Honor.
And later.
Your Honor, in those files right there, you'll see some of the nudist pictures that she was sending me at nighttime.
Not nude.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Marilyn Devers, who is suing Edward Means to cover her medical bills and lost wages.
She kept telling me that she wanted me to pay her $10,000 because she lost her abilities of being a psychic.
Because she lost her
abilities.
Ability.
Yes, of being a psychic.
Of being a psychic.
So I don't believe in that, because if she's a psychic, she foretells people, she predicts to people their future. Why she couldn't predict that morning I could run into her? Yeah. Your Honor, I can add something, because she's suing me for $10,000. So why not she could use her psychic power formally to go to win the lottery?
Your Honor, as I stated before, I don't see the future.
What's the doctor note? Who is this
also,
Dr. Meisner?
I received the doctor notes from my doctor.
You sustained a concussion?
Yes, I had a slight concussion.
And you believe that the concussion has impacted your psychic abilities?
Absolutely.
I was willing to pay her medical bills.
Did you show proof of medical bills?
No.
Did you have medical bills?
I had a few, but I took care of those.
Well, why would you sue for those? Because those are tangible. I'm looking at, you just printed out a ledger that you created on your own, going from week to week to week to week, saying, I made $1,500, I made $1,500, I don't have a profit and loss statement, I don't have a tax return. This is just you saying, this is how much I made.
Well,
and you work for yourself, so it's not even on anything that I can authenticate.
Well, I'm my own boss, so this is what I pretty much have.
And you've been in business how long?
I've been in business over 7 years.
All right, so you are filing taxes.
Absolutely.
You are keeping some sort of business records.
Absolutely.
You got a checking account.
Right.
Why wouldn't you bring that to show me that?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Because if you're a psychic, you would have known that I was going to ask you that.
No, because now see, you're making
I
me
do
say
agree with you.
No. I'm not saying it from a standpoint of being flippant. Even with me saying you would have known this because of your psychic ability, the only thing that could justify you not knowing is if, in fact, the concussion did the very thing that you said, and that psychic ability is now somehow blocked. That at least gives you an out. Coming to court, you don't need psychic ability. You just need common sense. How much did you offer to compensate her?
I was ready to pay any amount that the hospital will say.
$10,000. He didn't make that statement.
No, because I know the medical bills, not up to $10,000. Your Honor, I worked hard to be what I am today.
Which is?
I had to serve in the Army so the Army could pay for me university.
I see.
So, I cannot go give
Would you say $2,500 for injuries given the size and the speed in which you were traveling would be fair compensation?
I disagree with that, Your Honor, because she's scamming people, okay? Psychic is not real.
Here's what we know she's telling the truth about.
Yeah.
You ran over her. You caused damage.
I do, and I accept it.
All right. So in accepting that you caused damage, I'm asking you, before I make a decision, what do you think?
Your Honor.
Just give me a dollar amount.
Your Honor, okay.
Give me a dollar amount.
A dollar amount. $4,000.
$4,000. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the plaintiff. I think $4,000 is reasonable, given that he is willing to accept that there was some damage. And just having a concussion is a big deal. You don't have any proof. But this is a court of equity and fairness. And you've obviously been raised well, because once you stop and really looked at it, and so often that's the problem that so many of us have. We can never see it from the other person's perspective. And yet once we see it, we go, well, this is what I think would be fair. And that is fair, given that you've shown me no proof. But I can look at him, I can look at you, I can tell he did some damage. So $4,000 will be your judgment. Good luck to you both. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $4,000.
I'm glad that I got some money, and hopefully one day my psychic abilities come back.
And I will never believe in psychic. She's just a liar.
And coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Your Honor, in those files right there, you'll see some of the nudist pictures that she was sending me at nighttime.
Not nude.
Closed captioning provided by...
Stressful days can lead to sleepless nights, so try Unisom Sleep Tabs to fall asleep 33% faster and get all the benefits of a good night's rest. Take control of your sleep with Unisom.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Daniel Jameson is suing his former supervisor, Roberta Walker, in the amount of $478.26. He says he was sexually harassed at work and was fired when he filed a complaint with the defendant.
Mr. Jameson, let's
sir.
talk about this suit for $478.26. You were fired as an intern.
Yes, sir, Judge Ross.
Talk to me.
Now, what happened was Monica and I started out as very good friends. We met each
Monica
other.
was the person that also worked at the company.
Yes, she worked at the company.
And this is Monica here?
No, that's Monica right over there.
Ms. Walker, come on up. And Ms. Walker, you are related to the defendant.
Yes,
and Ms.
I'm-
Walker, you are the owner of the company?
No, I'm the vice president of
You're
the
the
company.
vice president of the company. So what's been the relationship between you and, did Monica cause you to get the job to begin with?
Yes, she did.
All right.
I told her that I needed an internship to graduate, and she offered to help me out over at her aunt's
You needed
company.
an internship to graduate from college?
Yes.
And what were you going to be doing with this internship?
I was going to be doing accounting.
Accounting.
Yes. And she was able to get me a job there, Your Honor.
Yes.
And what happened was, whenever she got me a job there, our whole relationship changed. She started harassing me. She started making some comments whenever I'd walk down the hallway, things about my appearance, tell me that I was looking good, which I knew that she liked.
Oh, she
me.
was giving you nice
She was giving me nice compliments.
I thought she was going to say, you look like a mud duck, or
No.
you smell, or...
No.
She was actually being
She was
complimentary.
being nice.
She was being
and I
flattering.
shrugged it off at first.
Well,
Because
you already knew her, so...
I already knew her, and I knew that she had a little bit of feelings for me.
Well, let me stop you right there. You have feelings for him?
I do have a crush on him, and I know that he knows that, and we've kind of just made light of the fact that I like him. That's kind of just how our relationship is. It's
What's
very
wrong
playful.
with her? I mean, she seems very pleasant. She seems very nice.
Well,
What's
it
the deal?
definitely escalated from that. I don't like her like that.
You do
no.
like her?
I don't like her like that. I like her as a friend and nothing more.
All right. You like her as a friend. You're not interested in having a relationship with
I'm
her.
not interested in having any
Have
kind
you
of
told her
relationship.
that?
Yes, I told her that.
Have you told her that more than once?
I've told her that several times.
Is that true?
Yes, I was never trying to pursue a relationship with him. Unfortunately, he's got a really cute face, so...
He doesn't like you.
When somebody says stop,
I know,
you
so
should
that's
stop.
why I've had other relationships while I've had a crush on him,
No
and we kind of
means
just joke
no.
about it now.
Coming up on America's Court.
Your Honor, in those files right there, you'll see some of the nudist pictures that she was sending me at nighttime.
Not nude.
Closed captioning provided by... This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Daniel Jameson, who is suing Roberta Walker for wrongful termination.
He says it's wrongfully terminated. He was terminated because he couldn't do his work.
That is not
What
true.
was it that he was not doing as an intern?
First of all, he couldn't file. Secondly, he
Wait,
sent
wait, wait.
invoices.
filing, just, are you talking about
Just
alphabetically?
alphabetical, exactly.
He couldn't go A,
have
B,
four
C,
departments.
A, B, B.
He couldn't do that. We started off actually with personal management, and then he messed up sending an account to the wrong client. So we had to move him down 3 other times. We had him in general accounting, then we had him in invoicing, and finally I put him in HR.
Nobody talked to you and
Nobody
said,
gave me any kind of warning or anything.
was this your first internship?
This was my first internship that I've ever had.
Did you know, Ms. Walker, this was his first internship?
Yes, I did. I thought I would help him out.
Have you had interns in the past?
I have had interns. Actually, my
I started as an
niece started as an intern,
And she's your niece, of
Erica
course.
started as an intern, and myself, I
Who's
started as
Erica?
an intern. Erica is our receptionist.
Ma'am, step forward. What's your last name?
Williams.
Ms. Williams, what happened?
He's an intern, and I think it's our job to help him if there is any problem that they say he hadn't fulfilled.
But they were problems of behavior. He wasn't showing up after breaks on time. We had to call his
That is
cell phone
not
to
true.
see where he
Sir,
was.
let her finish.
We had to call him after lunch to see where he was.
The issue, though, and I'm going to have you speak one more time before I go back to Mr. Jameson. You also felt as though Monica was being inappropriate with him.
Yes.
What did you see her do?
I mean, I see little, like through the walkways, you'll see little gestures of arm touching, lower back touching.
I would like to show you some things.
Show it to Deputy Thomas.
Your Honor, in those files right there, you'll see some of the nudist pictures that she was sending me at nighttime.
Not nude.
I'm sorry. What the heck is, what is this?
She was sending that to me, and I told her to stop sending
Those
it,
are
and she
funny.
kept sending it.
Why? This could be us, but I still live with my mom. Did you send him that?
I did send him that, but that's how we would joke. That's how we would joke in person,
I never
too.
joked like that at all.
Yeah.
This could be us,
talked-
but you live with your mom.
He does. We both live with our moms.
You sent that.
That's funny.
You sent these things.
That's not funny. Hogwash.
You
What's
thought
my-
it was funny when
Stop.
I sent them to you.
If you were a man and this was a woman at work, Miss Walker, would you find that funny?
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
At some point, he brought this to your attention that there was a problem with Monica.
He didn't bring it to my attention. He brought it to his supervisor's attention, who brought it to my attention.
How
2
many
days later, I was fired. 2 days after I brought it to their attention. And I did not, I walked with my class, but I did not graduate.
And the 47826 is because you had to take a course again to make up.
I'm taking it again right now, and I just want her to pay for it.
Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel. This is tough. Because I do believe you were incompetent.
Your Honor,
You're not talking, you're listening.
Never said anything.
You're not
vulgar. I
talking,
never
you're
did
listening.
anything.
In fact, have several seats. Start with that one. Judgment will be in favor of the plaintiff. I needed to see something to document his behavior. The onus was on you as the employer to show me that, knowing that he was going to say I was sexually harassed. You knew that. But I clearly have proof that she was being inappropriate, both by her testimony and the evidence. He will get that $478.26 back. That is the judgment. Case closed.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $478.26.
From now on, I'll make sure that I interview all prospective interns before I hire them.
I'm glad the court decided in my favor because sexual harassment is sexual harassment. Let freedom reign.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.